Guys, do you know that there are some villages in Nigeria where snakes visit any visitor that enters their land? Do you also know that the same snake visits any newborn baby in those communities? If you don't know, I'm going to tell you right away. Those communities, they hold snakes sacred because they believe that they have spiritual and cultural connections with them, and they cut across many Nigerian states, starting from some part of Anambra State, so some part of Imo State, some part of Delta State, some part of Enugu State, some part of Kwara State, and some part of Yobe State. It might interest to know that it's not all the snakes though, but some few selected ones like the python snakes and the green snakes. I'm going to be starting from Unjamba local government area of Imo State, that's southeastern part of Nigeria, that has about 11 autonomous communities with their own traditional rulers known as the Eze, with a population of about 171,000 people. And their major means of livelihood is centered around farming, trading, and fishing. And their major produce is palm oil and cashew nuts and even yams. In Unjaba community, their own snake is the python snake, which they call Eke Unjaba. They believe that they're the direct messengers from their ancestors, and that's why they are holding this particular snake so sacred. Eke Unjaba is not just a snake that you see randomly, but when it appears, it signifies something very, very important. Starting from when a stranger visits any house in that community, Eke Unjaba will show itself for the stranger to see. It might not just be immediately, but it must surely happen before the stranger leaves. It's just an act to say welcome to the stranger. It's only after then that Eke Unjaba will leave, but in some cases, some incantation needs to be made for the Eke Unjaba to leave. But this visit also happens when an indigene of that community return home for the visit. It also happens, it's not just only from when a stranger visits the land. Secondly, Eke Unjaba also visits any household where there is a newborn baby to welcome the baby to the land. According to their beliefs, Eke Unjaba not just come to welcome the baby, also to bless the baby. Thirdly, Eke Unjaba can also come out to warn any particular household if there is something dangerous, and also to warn the community about an upcoming danger. But in this situation, it's only the chief priest that can figure this out and then alert the traditional ruler. They will then decide on how to go about it. Fourthly, Eke Unjaba usually come out annually, during the annual festival, just to bless the land and to bless the farm produce of that year. One other significant thing is that, being that Eke Unjaba is peaceful and a blessing to the land, nobody must kill it. Even if you are an indigene of those communities or a stranger in that land, it must not happen, because killing it mistakenly or intentionally is considered an abomination, and it carries a very huge consequences, to the extent that the person will have to do a whole lot of sacrifice to appease the gods of the land. The person will end up giving the Eke Unjaba a befitting burial, like the burials that human beings do. If not, the consequences that will befall the person and the household is a thing that nobody will want to experience. That is it. So if you are going there maybe for marriage purposes or for other reasons, you don't have to be scared, because that tradition is a very harmless one, and those communities, they are very nice and loving people. But you still have to be very careful and prepare your mind to encounter things like this. Unless you are this person that has phobia for snakes, that is where you need to have a rethink, because it's a thing that you cannot escape. It has been their long-standing tradition that is still very active up in this minute. Anyways, I will continue with other communities across other Nigerian states next week, and just stay tuned to see it. And make sure you like and share this video so that other people know about this wonderful tradition. See you next time.